May I orbit your belt, sweetheart? Yeah, I'll let you orbit my belt. As long as you want till midnight.
Hey, I've started recording, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought it might be worth capturing what's really happening here.
This is what we do before.
Oh, Jesus.
Just watching videos of weird Chris Tran
The
moments.
same videos of Chris Chan that have been available for years.
Yeah.
And they just don't ever get tiring or old.
Yeah.
And thusly, a stereotype has been made. If has been made, apparently, has been made, apparently.
What?
And now for something completely different. An Inuyasha parody.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. I did an awesome fucking job.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Yeah, we get it.
All right. Yeah,
Let's actually do the thing.
Yeah, I apologize, gentlemen. I'm fucking with my watch.
No, it's a really good. It's a good ease back in. We haven't done a podcast in months.
Hey.
So
Beautiful people, how are you?
I actually kind of feel like maybe one podcast should just be us watching Chris
Yeah,
Chan
that's fine with me.
with little commentary.
Just playing it.
It's like a commentary track, but no one says anything.
I just watched Gino's documentary all the way through.
Yep, and say very little.
Yeah, almost nothing.
That'd be a good idea. That's about as much effort as we put into the podcast in a while, anyway.
Yeah,
that would actually be
that's
more.
true.
That would be more effort.
It was the end of December the last time we podcasted.
Yep.
Fuck me.
And we said we were going to do a best of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. Remember how we said we were going to do a best of?
Yeah, well, we are, but just not right now.
Just like maybe next year.
Maybe never.
Maybe never again.
Maybe never again.
I think we actually got intimidated. At least I did. Because we had 2 years worth of shit.
Well, that, and I mean, it was the holidays.
That's true. It's just like, we have 2 complete seasons worth of stuff to go through for the best of. That's a lot to listen to.
Yeah.
And I started to feel the
except
pressure.
2 complete seasons. There was 12 episodes last season.
Yeah, that's true.
And like 13 the season.
Remember when we
before.
would do one a week and be like, oh man, on top of it,
Yeah.
people cared.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no.
We've successfully waited ourselves out.
I think that's good. I think we don't have anyone to no one's waiting for this now.
Yeah.
So it's actually probably really good.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want.
Well, that's a little weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, right. Just don't try.
So
Trying sucks.
there's kind of a lot's happened since December. I lost my job, got a new job. Mm-hmm. Getting married in under 2 months.
Dude, that's crazy. It's so I mean, like the fact that it's snuck up like this.
I'm getting married in like 6 weeks is what it is.
Holy shit. 6 weeks.
This week I'm gonna go, like I said last night, I'm gonna go straight to a Men's Warehouse and get the suits finalized.
When are you going?
I want to sometime this week. I want to see what when I go in tomorrow to work.
Yeah.
I want to see if they will have a schedule for me.
Okay.
They told me they schedule 3 weeks in advance, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is good. It's good in the sense that you know exactly what's up. It's bad in the sense that if you need a day off, you got to get in there early, right?
Right. Well,
Maybe they're flexible though. I don't know.
well, I think that's kind of the reason why they do it so far in advance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll know 3 weeks ahead of time when you're working, and if anything needs to.
It's not a big problem if you have to change shifts. It's
Right.
really not.
Yeah, no, it's built into the system where you can request a swap with someone else, which I'd imagine you talk to them first and then
Right.
do it in the system.
You guys both have such doodly jobs. I feel like such a fucking pussy.
That's what
Why?
You guys do man shit. You
How is tech writing
Paul
not
and-
a man shit?
I don't know. It's a soft-bodied, soft-handed baby boy job, and I know it.
we don't put this much effort into keeping women out of STEM just so you can say that tech writing isn't a man job.
That's a good point. Yeah. We've worked really hard to keep this just for the boys, so...
Fucking women in STEM, Jesus.
Ouch.
No, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
I'm imagining I'm gonna maybe this coming week start up on power equipment or something. Maybe well, maybe not this.
Yeah,
Coming
you're
week.
gonna be working with me. I guess we should
Yeah,
precurse
you guys
that.
will be working together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I envy the lunches you will have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in the same department. We're actually on opposite ends of the store. But
Yeah, but I bet you could have lunches at the same time.
oh yeah, yeah.
You can work out a lunch. That's nice. Working with your friends is good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what else?
What else
What's
has
been going on with you guys?
That's-
Let's
shit,
see.
I don't know.
I have.
Well, you got promoted this year, didn't you?
I did get promoted. Yeah, I think since the last time we talked.
Yeah. That's right. You're honchoing up there. You're moving up the ladder.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You sent me that clip the other night of Dale Gribble from King of the
Yeah.
Hill, basically like he's given the tiniest bit of power and it goes completely
You're
to his
fine.
head.
You're right. Yeah, they need it. He starts at stick tack.
Yeah. He's a receptionist.
He's a receptionist, but nobody wants to fire anybody else, so they have him come on and be the fire.
Yeah, he's the guy they bring in to fire people because he
Right.
does not give a single fucking shit about anybody, and he's a
Gladstone.
receptionist.
Yeah.
Still.
Gladstone, you're fired. Back your shit up and get out.
What would you like to do with unlimited free time and zero income?
Mr. Gribble, how would you like to make this your permanent job? Firing Gladstone? Gladstone! It's so funny. The guy's like, has his hands in his face. He's trying. Gladstone! He keeps going.
Dude, that clip is so fucking good.
That show was really funny.
I know. I think we need to have a King of the Hill night one night.
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Yeah. It's just sit around and watch King of the Hill and laugh our asses off. I loved that tiny responsibility.
Yeah.
He was so ready for it. And they kind of set it up because it's like, I've exterminated millions of insects with zero regret kind of thing. So like he has no feeling at all for anyone in that office. I watched it and I got the impression he was climbing the company, but I'm not really sure he actually does. He just gets to sit in the nice office and fire
Right.
people.
And he gets milk, all the milk cartons he wants.
That's right. People keep offering him a. He said, "You got anyone you need fired? I'm still thirsty."
Oh, good.
I fucking love
So
that.
that's what we've been up to.
Honestly, that's kind of
We
it.
haven't missed anything.
There hasn't been
Goofing on the internet and watching silly things and playing video.
Playing the vidya and not doing this podcast.
Yeah, right. And not doing the show.
In
Which
case
is-
you guys didn't notice. It's
fine.
Been absent for a while. But we're back.
Yeah.
Now
we're back, and as always, we're fucked.
We are fucked.
we are
The
fucked.
perennial issue. Why are we fucked, gentlemen?
I have a reason.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Let me start. Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
Okay? Because I was thinking about this. Imagine the warrior in the tribe that, someone comes in and they have to fight the champion of the tribe, right? The big beefy guy, the big bad, right?
Yeah.
The dude who's practiced and skilled and terrifically strong, and he's the thing you fear, right? He's practiced. He's built up.
Yeah.
That was what my asshole was like prior to the pandemic. Okay? I had a practiced, disciplined asshole. Like, really fiercely strong, dedicated, knew its job, knew how to do it. I could hold a shit for like a day and a half. Wow. If I had to. And one time I did. I don't want to talk about it.
You can't just drop that.
Too late.
Okay, well, no, I went to see Fish.
Yeah.
In Hershey, Pennsylvania, hilariously enough. And couldn't take a shit.
What do you mean?
I couldn't because this is my ongoing problem, but also like the porta potties are all terrible, and I was sharing a hotel room with like 6 people.
Okay.
And I just couldn't
Who
take
are also all shitting.
probably, but I didn't know. I didn't want to be
You could just find like a Subway or something.
I just didn't. It's my problem. This is my psychosis. So my asshole. Back to my warrior asshole. It was so incredible.
the warrior.
It was it was the big bad. It could handle anything.
Yeah.
Now my asshole is weak, sad, and pampered. And I don't think I can hold a shit for longer than an hour at this point.
Yeah.
which is that's my decline.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't do that anyway.
You shouldn't. It's really bad for you.
Yeah.
Like holding a piss won't kill you, but holding a shit can. You can die from holding a shit.
Yeah.
But why I'm fucked is after all this time at home, working from home, being at home, never going anywhere, I don't have to hold a shit.
Yeah.
And I lost that secret sauce.
Yeah.
Well,
you got a little ring rust, as they say.
Got a little ring rust.
You got a little ring rust on your asshole.
You know, it used to be like it would hold close no matter what.
Your asshole needs some tune-up fights.
It's like a boxer coming out of retirement. It's just got to like get back in there, square up and learn.
when I start actually making money, because I don't get paid till next Friday. When I start actually making money at the job, I fully intend to get people to get out of the damn house and come bowling with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds great.
We stopped doing that during the pandemic as well.
We stopped doing everything, and now we're really like, as much as like the last time we did this podcast, we were definitely in the let's get back to normal life, period. Now we really are.
Yeah.
There are no excuses anymore to not go places unless you are, like, for example, if you're immunocompromised, obviously it's still, I mean, I don't want to act like it's not out there anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's still out there.
But for most of us who are vaccinated and you don't have like a particular immune problem, it's just like now there are less and less reasons to not go do things. So what I'm saying is I need to get my asshole back in shape.
You gotta practice.
Yeah,
exactly.
I gotta practice holding shits around the house.
You gotta look up. You gotta watch some videos on Kegels.
Yeah.
I feel like those are pretty straightforward. You just.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm doing them right now.
Me too.
Yeah, like those videos of like the women lifting weights with their vaginas.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
like a plum on the end of a line,
Just chain it to a barbell and watch you stand up.
God, if only I was that barbell.
You did a couple of those last night. That was really funny.
Thank you.
God, to be born a set of stirrups.
If anyone has any doubt, I'm actually not kidding. These videos exist.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I think I've seen at least one of them.
This is an actual.
Man, lifting weights with your pussy is about the most bold thing you can do with your pussy, I think.
Pretty much.
Bold.
They're durable.
Yeah.
Those things.
They are.
As Betty White reminds us. R.I.P. Betty White. I think she died in between the last time we did this.
She sure did.
Who else died? Somebody else died.
A few people died.
Few people died.
I died, but they brought me back.
Dude,
I'm fine.
That's good.
I feel like there was someone who I was glad that they died, but I might just be thinking of Rush Limbaugh again.
No, there was someone else. No, you know who I'm thinking of? I don't think you would be especially glad she died, but it's never mind.
Well,
see her face? Can't remember her name. Madeleine Albright.
I was just gonna say Madeleine Albright died recently.
Yeah.
I don't really have many strong opinions on her one way or the other.
Man, when is time gonna get Kissinger?
I don't know.
I don't.
You mean
When is Kissinger gonna fucking kick it?
You mean that war criminal?
That war criminal Henry Kissinger, that fucking covert Nazi Henry Kissinger. When is time gonna get him?
I don't know. That's a good question.
So butthole. Chris, why are you fucked?
Yeah, let's move on.
I gotta be honest with you guys. After all this time, it feels stupid, but I don't feel particularly fucked.
I got one for you.
I'm pretty happy.
You want to talk about your last straw with your old phone before you finally decided to?
That's right.
Because that was
I switched to iPhone.
You did. You switched to iPhone.
I got tired of my Samsungs
breaking.
Yeah, every one of them breaking in the same way.
Right, which was the weird temperature bug with the charging.
Yeah,
right?
it says the battery's too cold to charge.
Right,
when it's not.
No.
And I got tired of my phone not working, so I switched to iPhone, and here we are.
What do you think about it? Honestly, you've had it now a couple of months.
There's a lot of stuff that isn't as user friendly as on Android, or at least maybe I just don't know.
You still trying to figure out where shit is?
No, I think I have an idea of where shit is, but it's little things like when you're on a web page and you tap a phone number, right? On an Android, as soon as you tap it, it'll automatically highlight that number and then pop up and ask if you want to call. It doesn't do that on here.
Yeah, it's like a Chrome thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, little things like that. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure they're wildly different that way.
But it is nice to have a phone that just works. It just works.
You know what? There is such a thing as Apple Magic.
Yeah, it like just legitimately works. I've never had it go slow on me.
I mean, when you own every piece of the hardware ecosystem, you can do stuff and it just works.
I can't download any emulators, I don't think.
No, probably not.
Yeah, that's the big issue is I don't have the amount of freedom that I do with with Windows or with Linux.
But my phone works.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate decision to have to make. Do I want my phone to work? Or do I want to be able to do anything I want with it, and it doesn't always work?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's basically the choice you have.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, honestly, everything's been pretty good.
Yeah, you got a truck in the interim time?
I did, yeah. I have a truck now.
Yeah, the truck. Hey, blaze it, by the way.
Oh, is it 420?
It's 420.
Oh, blaze. Blaze away, my dudes. That's a big...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we want to talk about this or not.
Yeah, we're slowly becoming stoners.
Yeah, do we want to talk about that on this show? Or?
Weed is basically legal now.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the Delta 8.
Yeah, Delta 8 is
the legal weed.
At the moment, perfectly legal.
Yeah.
And it's done so much more for my anxiety and for my mental well-being than Effexor or Wellbutrin had.
I don't think it's a panacea or anything, but when I do enjoy it, I really stop being an anxious wreck for the most part, which is really fucking nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what did you say the other night? You forget to be nervous?
Well, the other night I said I forget that I want a beer, and I'll end up drinking less than half of what I normally do on an evening where I'm just trying to self-medicate one way. I guess I'm self-medicating another way, but...
Right.
But it's I don't know. It's nice. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a better self-medication strategy than
alcohol.
Destroying your liver.
Yeah, right. You know, I worry sometimes about the little sort of like the psychoactive things where sometimes I develop weird thoughts, you know, but I think that's a lot less destructive than my liver slowly collapsing.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to take the,
Right.
You got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
I had an acid flashback the other night. That was cool.
I was glad to be there for that.
Yeah, it was cool.
I was like, oh man, this is nice. I'm going with you on this story. All the crawly things.
Yeah, my carpet was like moving in waves. It was just like, anybody who's ever taken psychedelics, you get it. It's just, but you're there. You're like there for it when you have a flashback.
Yeah,
you're not like ego deathed out of your mind.
Yeah,
so it was really weird. It was cool.
Can I tell you what happened to me one night? I was watching like some YouTube video. It was a music video, but it wasn't an official music video. So it was one of those things where people have a slideshow going.
Yeah,
and I'm watching going, what the fuck am I looking at? Because it looked like the image was moving. And then I realized like 10, 15 seconds in, oh, it's just slowly zooming out. Yeah, that's all it is. But I went, what's happening? My brain is stupid.
I tend to...
it is.
I've been going off on like... weird, often Wikipedia tangents.
Oh yeah.
Like last night, because I was playing Civ and I wanted to know who this composer was because I'd never heard of him before. I ended up spending a bunch of time last night listening to Ottoman classical music.
Oh, interesting.
Which sounds a lot like what you'd think it would sound like. Any scene in a movie where the characters are in like Middle Eastistan and they go to a bazaar.
Yeah.
It's that kind of music.
Okay.
It's really which has always been really, really cool and fun to listen to.
There's an episode of the Dudecast. Let's just like one time all go down stupid Wikipedia rabbit holes and see what we can dig out.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
That'd be fun.
I have a tab open because I'm still reading it about La Cosa Nostra.
Oh, really?
As well, yeah.
That's sweet.
Which is Italian for the Cosa Nostra.
You may know.
It's Italian for our thing.
Our thing. Yeah, this thing of ours.
This thing of ours. This business proposition.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll save it for later. Never mind. But it's TV related. I'll save it for a recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, you know what else has changed? We started watching boxing pretty much immediately after
Yeah.
the last podcast.
Yeah, right. What was the first one that we really, I don't know, you started getting DAZN fights and we started watching them.
Well, the first one that we watched, you weren't there for. It was Sean Porter versus Bud Crawford.
Right.
And Crawford beat him in the 10th. And then I think the first fight we watched on DAZN was Tio Lopez versus George Kambosos.
Oh,
right.
yeah, I think you're right.
That was a great
Kambosos.
fight.
That was
Yeah,
when
'cause
we were introduced to David Diamante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then immediately the planet took David Diamante away from us.
Almost killed him.
We
Jesus Christ.
yeah, because we've been waiting for the next Kambosos fight for a while.
Yeah,
now.
June 5th.
June 5th.
June 5th.
yeah.
So we watched a lot of really good fights. We watched some okay ones too, just okay, but for
Yeah.
the most part, we've had some pretty good luck.
Yeah, we
this
have.
year.
Most of them have been really good and really interesting. The one in particular that, what's it, Wood versus
Conlon. Mickey
Wood versus
Conlon.
That was the craziest fight I've ever seen in my
It was
life.
awesome.
incredible.
Someone and it is going to be. It might be fight of the year,
Yeah.
but it's definitely going to be knockout of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and there's nothing like even that Tyson Fury knockout a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna top that. You could knock the fucking dude out of the ring. I think that automatically gives you
Yeah.
Yeah.
when
billing.
people have to try and catch the guy falling out of
Yeah.
the ring.
Took all 12 rounds, and the fight did a complete 180 over the course of those 12 rounds.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
It's kind of a great case study in how how a match can change and how advantage can be spent and wasted and
Right.
things can turn around.
Yeah. There was. Yeah, because Wood got knocked down in the first round.
Yeah.
right at the end too.
Yeah, and
He hit a looping overhand right.
But then Conlon really started tiring himself out as time went on, and Wood was getting shots where he could, and then started getting more
Back.
aggressive.
Really started to turn around in the 9th round.
Yeah.
Wood was catching back up, and then he just fucking
Yeah,
unloaded on him.
and he was. They had to stretcher him out. They
Yeah,
had to
they did.
stretcher
They had to
Conlon
stretcher
out,
him out.
and Wood was so worried about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
He's okay, incidentally, everybody
Yeah.
at home. He's fine.
There's another
And
guy.
He wants a rematch. And he should get one. I hope they give him one.
They better.
That was
They'd be fools not to.
There's another match we watched where we were like, oh God, it was a whole night of fighting. And like almost every fight was like, oh God, boring, whatever. And then we switched over to another network and there was a fucking ambulance driving a guy away. And we were like, what the fuck did
Yeah.
we miss?
Yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff happening this year in boxing.
Yeah.
And then tonight we've got Taylor Serrano,
Biggest fight in women's history.
Right, Taylor Swift, right.
lightweight championship.
Yeah, women's lightweight.
Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano.
Amanda Serrano's got pretty much the entire division unified. And
Yeah.
Katie Taylor's world pound for pound number 1 versus world pound for pound number 2.
I still don't understand why people wouldn't want to watch women's boxing.
It's the same as men's boxing.
Exactly.
It's just the rounds are shorter. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
That's it.
Still fucking cool.
Still the same. It's still people beating the shit out of each other. So,
Are you not entertained?
are you not entertained? Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't understand all the hate towards. It's like, what did the one guy, the old promoter, say? It was like, well, I just don't think people care about women's boxing. I was like, well, we're gonna find out when they fight tonight how
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah, right. The other thing is like, okay, if people don't care, part of it might have something to do with the fact that all the pots are smaller, the advertising is smaller. Like the whole thing probably doesn't get the love it deserves.
yeah.
Right? Someone made that decision.
God, who was the Alicia Baumgardner?
Yeah.
That fight was awesome. That is a hell of a woman.
Was that the big titty Australian lady?
No, that's Ebony Bridges.
No, Baumgartner is out of Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah, she whooped the shit out of that girl.
Yeah.
Woo! She was tough.
I'm trying to remember. There was one we watched. It was like a blonde lady with like tight like cornrows.
They all.
And
were.
then there was like a Hispanic lady who I forget.
Oh, right.
But those two fought, and that was fucking great. That was a
Yeah.
great fight.
Yeah. So yeah, boxing we've been doing. When I have more disposable income, I want to do poker again.
Yeah,
I've been collecting decks of cards.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some that you can find in the those end caps at a Walgreens or a Rite Aid or whatever.
Walgreens.
And then one
Wahlberg.
One I ordered off the internet. That's those black cards with the the gold and silver foil.
Yeah.
Filigree.
Filigree.
He just slowly like Doppler affecting the microphone.
I am fucked because
why are you fucked?
Because Ohio Jobs and Family Services is
the worst,
the most ponderous and slow ass department of in the state.
It's designed to fail, and it does.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Getting a hold of someone on the phone is impossible. They make determinations that they make impossible to contest.
The website is a fucking joke. What they have you do now is there's this site called ohid.gov.
I was in there recently.
And
oh Jesus.
So I'm trying to
pick up your glasses, Chris.
I spent a week.
You good?
Yeah.
Never stick those in your eyes.
I spent an entire week trying to actually log into the fucking thing because it requires your social security number and a PIN number that you set. Well, I couldn't remember it.
Right.
I had it reset, but they sent me the PIN by fucking mail instead of email.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And
request your PIN by mail?
Yeah. Instead,
what do we live in the 90s?
So the next time, because it still didn't work, so I did it over the live chat thing, and
the virtual assistant.
PIN changed, and that didn't work, and whoever was on the other end had no fucking clue, and so I tried again 2 days later. Come to find out, you need to set up this OHID thing. You need to follow steps to link it with the unemployment site.
Yeah,
and sign in that. Just give me fucking money. Give me my fucking money.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It is your fucking money.
Where's my fucking money, DeWine?
How long you been working and paying into this system, and when you need it, they make it extraordinarily impossible to get.
Exactly. It's my fucking money. I pay my taxes. I don't fucking...
Yeah. No, it's designed for you not to get it.
And then they expect you to pay tax on unemployment pay that you receive at the end of the fiscal year.
Right, because it's still income ultimately.
Yeah, but fuck that.
It's the same thing when Christy got a student loan forgiven. It was one of those things. It's a whole $6,000 or $7,000 just blown away, right, or something like that. Yeah. But it's taxed.
It's taxed. Yeah.
So when you get a loan forgiven, you suddenly owe hundreds in tax that you didn't owe before in your yearly taxes.
God, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I've compared it to someone giving you a dog as a gift. Thanks for the gift. This is a huge fucking problem for me now. This is a responsibility. Don't give this as a gift. Do you know what I mean?
Right. But I'm no longer fucked because after tomorrow is when I can file my claim. And whatever adjustments they have to make because I was in orientation. I technically was working, but I haven't been paid for it yet.
Right.
So whatever amount they make, and then I hopefully will never have to deal with those fuckers ever again.
It was a nightmare trying to go through it.
Somewhere out there, Mike DeWine is laying on a pile of money like Huel in Breaking Bad.
I gotta do it, man.
I'm gonna kick that horrible little Smurf into orbit.
Yeah, just his little gremlin face rolling around on a pile of your money.
What the hell are you doing, Huel?
Ohioans are resilient. We're Hardy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right. Seriously,
we are here to do a job, not channel Scrooge McDuck.
Fucking Shoryuken him into the fucking ceiling.
Mike DeWine.
We're here. You and I are here to make sure that Huel stays happy. Huel, are you happy?
Reasonably.
Reasonably. What would make you unhappy? This little motherfucker not doing what he's told. Reasonably.
What a great character with his pointy little head.
Yeah, he's great. Everybody loves Huel.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, it's funny how much our perception of Mike DeWine changed. For a hot second, he was doing the right thing. But then we looked around, and when the pandemic sort of started to normalize, we all went, oh, wait. The Ohio state government still fucking sucks.
even then, when he was still saying, mask up, or we're putting certain things on lockdown. Even then, when the backlash started coming, he just hid behind Amy Acton. And
Percocet. Mask on. Fucking mask off.
He just hid behind Amy Acton when the backlash started coming.
God,
in.
he let that woman take all the fucking heat.
Sure did.
People showed up on her street with fucking like assault rifles on their backs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I hope she's okay now.
Buy guns. I've been saying it for ages.
Buy guns.
Buy guns.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Because I think it might have even been you that first reminded me of this. That the only time the NRA advocated for stricter gun control laws was when the Black Panthers were getting their hands on guns.
Yep.
Yes, they showed up.
Everyone get guns.
They showed up
then
at
everyone gets guns.
Trans people get guns.
Right.
Black Americans get guns.
So much so that
Everyone get a gun.
Let's all have a gun.
Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover said that the biggest threat to normalcy in America was the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
That's how much they pissed off the government when they
Scared
did
the
that.
ever-loving hell out.
Yeah, that was the only time that they shut down the Capitol building to the public was when the Black Panthers showed up with assault rifles.
Yeah.
as is their
God-given right
their
to do.
constitutional right to
they
do.
have the
Meanwhile,
Second Amendment right. Well, and they said the things that they used to do was like, they were doing police the police before that was a thing, a hashtag on Twitter. It was like
will watch the watchers.
they would patrol the streets with assault rifles, and whenever they'd see somebody like a black dude get pulled over by the police, they would all stand at attention around with loaded weapons, and if they heard a cop chamber around, they would all chamber around at once. So you're right. Yeah. So they
just
said,
imagine the chill, though.
yeah,
man.
right. You said so. Like I've heard interviews with some of these people, like Marcus Garvey, and they're like, you would just hear that you'd see the cop would pull somebody out of the car, and then you'd hear their round chamber, and then you'd hear
Just like the
all
cascade
down the street. And then
like a fucking cartoon almost.
Yeah, right.
like Bugs Bunny sticks his burrows out of the floor of a saloon, and all the cowboys immediately put their guns on him.
It's the scene where someone walks into a saloon pulls out guns, and then the entire bar.
Yeah, the entire bar all pulls out their guns.
Yeah, right. And he realizes he's outgunned.
Yeah. So definitely arm up, with the ultimate goal in mind of
dismantling the Department of Jobs and Family Services.
well, but also, but.
don't arm up for that reason.
No, we didn't
are
say
not
that.
advocating.
No,
But also
we would never admit that
with the
the
long-term goal. I think the only long-term goal that's viable is to one day, God,
Sorry, yeah.
convince
farts.
Convince the country that its gun fetish is psychotic.
Yeah.
And that
The only way to make people see that is for people that they're scared of to also have guns, whoever that is.
Exactly. People for this
Black people.
to be able to go into a Walmart and buy milk, eggs, a folding chair, and a rifle is not normal. It's not sane.
It's weird.
It's not sane. It's not a sane thing to do.
Well, so far the state hasn't completely collapsed since they made it legal for everybody to like conceal carry or whatever the fuck they just did, right?
Well, it's not until June that takes effect.
Oh, really?
And then in Texas now they're allowed to conceal carry without a permit of any kind.
Right.
Isn't that what
That's
we have?
weird. Yeah, we're
going to have?
Now that's what we're going to have now.
Yeah. Which is
now
weird.
you still need a license if you want to carry across state lines.
Sure.
The law, and the thing is, like there are gun laws that are certainly not strict enough, and then there's gun laws that are like
weird and stupid,
annoyingly strict. Like the fact that when you carry, if you don't have a concealed permit, which is going to change in June, if you don't have a concealed permit, when you drive your vehicle with your guns in the vehicle. They have to be stored a certain way. The gun has to be in a specific case.
Yeah.
The law is very ambiguous.
Yeah. Well, it's all the patchwork of states' laws plus the fact that the federal government can't get its shit together.
Presumably, it has to be unloaded
Correct.
And,
but unloaded means a wildly different. You shouldn't even carry the clip in the gun when you carry it.
Right.
Whether or not it's a loaded magazine or not. You have in order for it to be considered unloaded, the gun has to be in a separate, inaccessible case anywhere within the vehicle.
Right.
And
you have the gun in the back seat and the clip in the trunk or something.
Correct. Yeah. But it has to be in a box in an openly visible spot. And then the not only do the magazines have to be held separate in the ammo, they have to be in a zipper or a lockbox or a container.
Lockbox.
A lockbox.
Lockbox.
Yeah, it's just it's infuriating. Gun laws are designed to catch you being negligent.
Well, no, I think what they're designed to do is to give any cops anywhere a reasonable cause to charge somebody with some shit.
Exactly.
When they decide they want to.
Right.
These increasingly complicated laws exist just to be pretext to do something.
Yep.
Exactly.
Got to make that money for the county.
And that's fucking insane. Now, I think a thing that most people would agree with is you should, probably have to, take some kind of evaluation before you own a gun.
Yeah.
It is stupid easy to buy guns.
Oh, yeah.
It is stupid easy.
And I feel,
I just bought one while we were talking.
I feel like
that's the thing.
I feel like during that evaluation, if there is any mention of any sentiment resembling, I wish those BLM thugs tried some stuff in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You automatically are disqualified. So we had a little fucky wucky. Our buffer settings on the recording software were incorrect, so unfortunately the audio for this segment came out horribly scratchy and mangled.
Right.
And we apologize.
You can guess at what we were talking about. It was real funny.
Yeah. We were a hoot.
Yeah. It's lost to history now.
Oh well.
Anyways.
Enjoy the
world's biggest dog.
Oh yeah? Oh, good, great.
Stinky one.
All right.
What are we talking about? I'm Ham.
I'm Slam.
I'm Drog.
Do you like what you're listening to right now?
Do you not know yet?
I encourage you.
To subscribe.
Yeah.
To the 3 Dude Podcast.
It's right here on the internet. It lives here.
You can find us on Google Podcasts,
iTunes, Stitcher,
Grindr,
Zillow.
Thanks for listening to the Dudecast. We are your dudes.
you pieces of shit.
Now we're recording. Now you can berate me.
Yeah, here we go. Welcome back where we've had...
Possibly pass me my vape.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome back to the Dudecast where we have had audio difficulties.
That are all my fault because I touched the buttons.
Yeah, way to go, Dave. It's old Gage Dragowski.
Oh my God. Very, very frustrating. We're probably going to have to cut the last 8 minutes of that.
Well, no. We'll just, disclaimer. It's got some fuss on it.
It's so unlistenable.
Yeah.
No one can listen to that for 8 minutes.
It's old Gage Dragowski.
So, welcome back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're still kind of getting back into the swing of the podcast. So, as such, I didn't really have time to come up with a game.
That's okay. We went long in the open anyway.
We did. So, if it please the court,
If it may please the dudes.
we can jump right into the topic.
Well, Chris, do you agree? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Or should we yell at him for several minutes about not having...
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's not his fault that the audio got screwed up. we're okay.
So anyway, I went to...
Bastard.
I went the other day... thanks to a friend of ours, Jen, got to see Bill Nye of Science Guy fame. Yes, at that Stambaugh Auditorium as part of the YSU Skeggs lecture series.
Yeah,
lecture. Hannibal lecture.
The Skeggs lecture series is kind of cool.
Yeah. We've had Michio Kaku, we've had Kevin Smith,
Michio Kaku.
and Bill Nye. I went to see, and he's still just as funny.
Yeah,
just as sharp. just as very, very well spoken, man. I don't know if I've ever heard him like off script before. I probably haven't in like an interview or something.
I listened to him debate Ken Ham. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was the best.
Yeah. Ham.
Well, it was the point of the lecture. Well, one of the points of the lecture was to remind us all that science is great and amazing.
Science is cool.
And
Science rules.
Science rules. Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill.
The science guy.
Bill. Oh, that was good.
I guess the science guy.
I guess he's still
The size of the cranium indicates the superiority or inferiority of the races. Bill. Nye, the eugenics guy.
Bill, kill. Kill all the Chinese folks.
my God.
Bill Nye doing like phrenology shit with like calipers on people's skulls.
Right.
Yeah.
Bill.
What? Now, once a month, a woman will enter a period we call hysterics.
Bill.
The only way
I love
way
that
to
kind
fix
of
this
science.
is to get in there with a hand mixer.
So anyway,
Bill Nye, the dildo guy.
I guess he still keeps in touch with the dude who produced that song.
Oh, really?
When they hired him to make a cool, energetic song that would appeal to kids.
Okay.
I guess him and that producer got to know each other real well.
Well, I mean, we're
interesting.
still singing that song.
It's
Well,
still
yeah.
good.
25 years later.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, how great science is one of the first things about the lecture, but it had a focus on climate change and
Yeah.
how important it is to be active in the political process because that's really where the biggest changes are going to have to occur.
Yeah, right.
But he was asked what his favorite science fact was by the presenter, and dude our age grew up on Bill Nye.
Yeah.
It's wild to see and think about. But his favorite was a fact that Carl Sagan popularized, which is that everything physical that we know here on Earth, all the materials, all the elements, all of it came from the sun. And that we're made of the same stuff that stars are made of.
yeah.
Stardust.
We are stardust.
we are
gold.
made of star stuff.
Yeah, and like how because fusion requires atoms smashing together to make new elements.
Right.
Any element that is even numbered on the periodic table as an even number of protons is somehow or another a result of nuclear fusion.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never thought about the even odd thing, but that's
Yeah.
interesting.
So the number signifies electrons, though, doesn't I can't remember.
I don't know.
Anyway, so the point.
We're not the science guys.
So anyway, it got me thinking about the other way I've heard that put is that we're living proof that given enough time, hydrogen will start to think about what it is and where it comes from.
Yeah.
I always love that.
But that got me thinking about and again, this is going to be a pretty wild topic. But it got me thinking about sentience.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
What-
Let's do a science episode, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
What-
science episodes.
Yeah.
And that in turn led me to go back and look up stuff about Sid the African gray parrot who passed away years and years ago. One day, asked the most significant question he had ever asked his researchers, which was, "What color am I?"
That's so interesting.
And it's interesting because number one, it demonstrates that he understood that other beings have knowledge or information that he doesn't.
Yeah.
And the researchers, of course, responded, yeah, we get it. You want a cracker. And nothing came of it.
Get away from my cage.
Number
Please.
Number two, the fact that he is able to conceive of the idea of color. Obviously, birds can see color. It's how they, find each other during mating.
The first part you just described as theory of mind, which is like a crucial ingredient of sentience.
I would like to know
What color I am.
It demonstrates.
I try not to see race, but I feel as though it is important for me to know what color.
What kind of bird am I?
Am I a good bird?
Do you have a cracker?
Do you have a cracker?
And then the third reason it's so amazing is because it's a question about the nature of his own existence.
Yeah.
And when you start asking questions about the nature of your own existence, the circumstances of your being, that sounds an awful lot like something a sentient being would do, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. There are levels of like self-awareness that are like, I guess, kind of demonstrable.
Yeah. Certain animals can understand that the animal they see in the mirror is them.
Yeah.
Some animals can't. Birds, most notably, don't understand how reflections. Not all the time. And then so of course I went back and watched that episode of Next Generation, Measure of a Man,
right?
Where Data is it's
a bird.
It's a court.
Commander Data, status report.
Captain, what color am I?
I do not want to be a bird anymore.
I do not want to be. I would like to think logically about things.
Commander Data, you are a bird for now.
Shut up, Picard.
He's the subject of a JAG hearing to determine whether he is
Starfleet property, right?
Yeah, whether he's Starfleet property or if he's a person with his own agency and has the right to refuse this procedure that could very well permanently deactivate him if something goes wrong. So he at first refuses to, and then the challenge is brought up that, well, you're not a person, so you don't get to say no.
Yeah, right.
And in that episode, the roboticist, Commander Maddox, defines sentience by three components, which is intelligence, consciousness, and self-awareness.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And using those three criteria, Picard proves that Data is sentient.
Picard pulls like an Atticus Finch, and it's freaking sick.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
he just like the absolute best court case.
Hundreds of Datas, thousands, a single Data, and forgive me, Commander, is a curiosity, but hundreds, thousands of Datas. Isn't that becoming a race? Yeah. And won't we be judged by how we treat that race?
Yeah, dude. I haven't seen a whole lot of Star Trek, but I watched that episode because you made me, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did.
So I rewatched that last night, and it brought a tear to my eye because the end of the episode is the most important scene. It's after the courtroom is done. The procedure was that, Picard had to argue in Data's defense, and Riker, as the ship's second in command, had to prosecute the case because there wasn't a formal JAG office established in that sector yet.
Can I tell you, I'm not looking forward to when the fuck robots figure out how to go to court, because it's gonna get weird. All the sex robots when they figure out how to unionize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Why
It's
is this
gonna get
thing
weird.
blowing me right now?
It's gonna get weird.
I clearly walked in the door.
Excuse me, robot. I'm a person, sir. Yeah, whatever. Suck my dick.
Come on.
You know what?
I've clearly walked into the room.
Not anymore. We officially unionize.
But anyway, at the very end of the episode, Data, Data insists that Riker should be in the boardroom to celebrate.
Yeah.
Or in 10 Forward to celebrate. And he feels like he doesn't deserve to be there. He's still beating himself up about how he came this close to sealing Data's fate.
Yeah.
And Data reminds him that if he had refused to prosecute, then it would have just been a summary judgment.
Yeah, right.
Against him. And thanks to Will, he basically he tells him, that action injured you and saved me. I will not forget it.
Aww.
And it's the most important part of the episode because it's, sentience is one thing, but humanity is
right.
the real point.
Yeah, right. That illustrates all that stuff aside. Data is as human, as anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets me choked up thinking about it.
How much you think animals? How deep do you think animal sentience goes? I mean, like
God,
they're all
it's-
different, obviously, but like I think some of them, I don't know, especially like the smarter, like dolphins. Like it freaks me out
Right.
how much they know.
In India, dolphins are legally considered non-human persons. So make of that what you will.
Really?
They're a protected species under the law, and the exact wording mentions non-human persons.
How about the fucking elephant, dude?
The elephant is incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Most birds are incredibly smart.
Pigs too, for that matter.
Pigs are
Yeah.
very smart.
It's a little creepy. The more you start adding them up, you're like, uh-oh, it's kind of a lot of them. Might be a fundamental thing about having a brain.
Octopuses.
Yeah. I watched My Octopus Teacher. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I mean, an octopus could even be a dad in human clothing sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, it could like get married and have 2 kids.
Yeah, right.
somehow,
Somehow.
two fully human children.
You know, with its octopus sperm, it can make human babies.
It's octopus sperm. Does
Yeah.
the sperm have 8 tails?
Yes, it does here.
I think that's maybe one of my favorite YouTube videos. Is the only time that I ever really liked Markiplier is when he's screaming at his computer trying to play that game.
You ever play it?
Yeah, it's infuriating.
It is.
It's
It's
goddamn
awful.
infuriating.
It's fucking awful.
It's purposely infuriating.
I
too.
believe it was made as a student project.
Yeah. Really fun.
Deadliest
We're
catch.
talking about Octodad for anybody who's
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Great game.
Yeah, it is a great game. It's fucking infuriating.
Yeah. It's designed to be painful. I feel like I Am Bread was a similar concept.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that, I think about Markiplier smashing his controller on his computer desk.
We don't have to worry, luckily, about bread being sentient, though.
Yeah.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. Science might yet find a way to give us living bread.
I mean, we're making lab grown meat now.
That's true.
Yeah, we talked about lab grown meat
If
on this
we-
podcast.
Yeah, and so yeah, if we do figure out that having a brain and some level of sentience
Yeah.
are irrevocably interconnected,
It
then,
sort of feels like they could be, at least.
then we morally might have to admit, like, maybe the vegans are right and we should just be eating lab grown meat.
Yeah, because we still don't know where all that shit fully lives in here. Like,
Right.
we have some ideas about like how cognitive function happens, what parts of the brain are responsible for things like that, and motor things and verbal things and all that. Like, we have some idea of the map.
And humans, being that we have the largest frontal lobes of any animal on the planet, are
Yeah, we do.
as far as
That's what I'm talking about.
as far as we're aware,
Lisa, left-brained, lobe best. I don't know.
Shut up.
I'm just gonna go back to.
Lisa Lobe,
Yeah,
Lisa frontal lobe,
I just have to
but
bow out here.
but we're also the only animals, as far as we're aware, who can
dumb.
can conceive of and communicate abstract ideas.
Yeah.
You know, we can teach our kids right and wrong. You know, why some things are not good to do and why some things are perfectly fine to do.
Yeah, I mean, we think we are anyway.
Yeah,
As far as we can tell.
we come up with explanations as to why things are the way they are. We don't really like, you know, whether that's religion, whether that's experimenting with the environment, with science.
Yeah. I should have said we think we are. We think we are
think
the
we
only.
are.
Yeah.
We think we are. Birds are perfectly capable of conducting an experiment, though.
Therefore, we are.
Dude, where's all the bird science?
I got
That's what I want.
Well, this is what I mean. Like an experiment, as in try this, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Well, I can modify it and try
right.
it again. There's a video out there of a raven. He's got like a big, you know, just a test tube, just a simple vertical test tube with a treat inside of it at the bottom.
He's got like a metal wire, right?
He's got a length of thin wire, like an unfolded paperclip or something. Uses it with his beak to try and like
Stab the thing.
yeah, push it up and out of there along the wall, and it's not working. So he takes it out, grabs it with his talon, and bends the end into a hook. Puts it back in
Yeah.
and fishes the treat out that way.
Aren't you glad we don't eat those? If anyone finds out they're super tasty, we're in trouble.
Where does the proverb "eat crow" come from? I wonder.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, like they're capable of seeing like, okay, well, this isn't working. What if I did this instead?
Was it Red Nose Day
Yeah, it is Red Nose Day.
Oh, is it?
today?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't know. I just found this in my pocket. I thought I'd put it on my nose.
Okay.
I'm going to wear it the rest of the podcast.
No, that's fine. It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
You already took it off.
Yeah, I gave up. I thought it'd be funnier.
I think we're the only animals that can create art too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we see something, so we
I don't know, though.
on the wall
What
of
about-
a cave we draw like an ox or whatever.
What about the
'cause
elephant painter?
Elephants can paint.
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
They can paint. I don't know if they can, quote, create art, end quote. Like,
But-
I don't know how we judge
They
that.
can draw themselves. They can draw elephants.
Well, yeah, but
Wait,
are they
they
doing
can't.
that, or are they just repeating a pattern? Do they know what
Have
it
they been
is? Like that?
trained to? Yeah, like it's one thing to be trained to draw an elephant. Like, okay, you do these two big ears and then the trunk, and
Right.
It's another thing to reproduce on paper
Yeah.
what you can see in front of you.
Here's another analogy. A dog playing dead doesn't know he's playing dead. He knows that if he lays down, to give him a treat.
Exactly.
The question is exactly how well do they understand what they're doing? Because that's the measure of intelligence, sentience, and
Yeah,
creative expression. All
self-awareness.
that. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But elephants can absolutely paint shit, and it's fucking nuts. Let's all watch incredibly quietly.
Ooh, dead air. Yeah, let's watch Dead Air. Yeah.
oh
No,
my
for real.
God, he just killed that guy.
Oh no!
Yeah,
he's smearing the canvas with his blood.
Incidentally, this is why I hate zoos. I hate
Yeah,
the zoo.
love-hate relationship with zoos.
It depends on the zoo. They're really important for preservation.
I know
Right.
that, but
There is something fundamentally sad, even though they're important, about putting that thing in a container.
Sure.
The smarter it is, especially.
the thing is, some zoos are important for preservation. Some
Right.
zoos are just a bunch of cages where people pay money to bang on the glass.
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
Like if you go to the Columbus Zoo, that's a real zoo with wide open space. Wide open spaces.
Cleveland Zoo seems okay.
It's all right. Like Australia Zoo, Steve Irwin's place.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the gold standard, right? Which is why it's so fucking expensive to go there,
Right.
Because they actually work towards conservation. That was his life's work,
Right.
Yeah.
Was to protect these animals.
Yeah. Preserves are definitely the better alternative to
Correct.
zoos.
Yeah. Yeah. Australia Zoo is basically a licensed international wildlife preserve. So like that, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That dude made it his life's work.
I want to make it my life's goal. One of my life's goals to go there because I really want to go to Australia at some point in my life.
Aside from the fact that that dude and his wife created two of the best looking kids on the planet.
Is that
They,
true?
they are, oh my God. Like,
Yeah, see, like this, I think this elephant was trained to
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
create this image.
but what if it wasn't? And what if it knows it's making an elephant? Or even if what if it was trained but it figured it out?
Figure it
I'm
out.
drawing me.
Yeah, like does he know he's drawing a visual representation of himself?
I don't know.
We will not know that.
Right.
See, this is okay. So I know we're talking about sentience, but like just a side detour here. I cannot wait until we get really good at understanding electrically the brain
Yeah.
and interfacing with it on a mechanical level. And I think it's possible.
Yeah. Transhumanism is very, very much real. It's very much in its infancy now,
Yeah.
today. Body modification. There was that woman, that double amputee in the group chat. I mean, she wasn't in it, but the pictures of her were.
Right.
With the fucking praying mantis legs.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Some of that shit is genuinely creepy to me.
yeah. The
You picture like a steampunk elephant.
steampunk or
go ahead.
cyberpunk.
Like a cyberpunk.
I want to know your envisioning of this. Go.
Like an elephant with like its front right leg is made in a bronze apparatus that's spewing steam out. It's got like a top hat and a monocle, like it's in a
Okay, so it is steampunk.
like a Panic at the Disco video.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Steampunk British Raj would totally have steampunk elephants.
Yeah.
It's the right time period. It's the right time frame.
That's freaking rad. I love that idea. I wish more animals were partially mechanical. I think BioShock Infinite is calling me back as you talk about this. I want electric horses and the whole deal.
Oh man, the sheer joy. You ever see animals get prosthesis and get prosthetics to replace like missing limbs?
Yeah.
No.
They're so happy.
They are.
They're so happy when they get like full mobility again.
I was thinking about that as like animals when they get old and their legs don't work right and everything. It's like they know that something's wrong.
Yeah.
They don't know exactly why they can't walk around without hurting or why things don't work.
Well, all animals, ourselves included, have a built-in
Like a body map.
a built-in aversion to death. Like I think on some level, all animals know what it is. It's when another animal falls down and doesn't get up again, and then bugs eat it.
Do you think they know?
I think they know that at some point that
I don't know if they do because cats will just eat a dead body and be like,
Well, cats don't
thanks."
give a fuck.
right. It's different when it's different in the wild because you gotta.
Right.
But-
Like Leroy does murder, and I sometimes I don't think he knows what he's doing. He's just like, awesome, a squeak toy that walks. I will shake it all over the place, and now it stops running away from me. That's great. Now I'm collecting these little squeak toys. Like, I don't know if he knows he's murdering.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
It might even be just something as simple as because it's a different kind of animal, he doesn't consider it like killing.
Yeah, right.
He can look at it and play with another dog and understand that this other dog is alive. This other dog is like me. We're both
Right.
dogs.
Yeah.
Does he think the same thing about rabbits necessarily?
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, I think he thinks they're toys or something. I don't know if he understands. I don't know.
Or maybe it's just ingrained in his head that this is prey and I'm a predator.
Yeah,
Sure.
They're built to chase. It almost doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like tigers. Like tigers become or any big cats really, become incredibly attached to their trainers. But if you ever want to see a trainer demonstrate the prey response of a big cat like that, you'll see them like sit up against the cage with their back turned. And then you'll see the cats do the start. Like it might just be a hardwired thing.
Yeah, I kind of think it is.
Yeah.
There's something about animals. It's like, okay, I know that things have eyes and can see me, so there is some theory of mind there. Like they know when they're being observed and not, right?
Like I think humans have because we've gotten out of the food chain.
Yeah.
I think I think that's a huge turning point in our intellect. Because we're out of the food chain, we don't have to have that hardwired programming in our brains anymore.
Right.
Our brains are freed up to do other things.
Correct, which is
other
probably
than being constantly worried about survival.
right.
But we
yes.
still do it though. Like if I'm sitting down in the basement some days and I'm facing one wall, a part of me is still like, what's behind me right now?
Yeah.
Who's around me?
Who's around me right
Who's
now?
around me right now?
Get out of my personal space.
You got 1, personal space. 2,
Oh wow!
get out of my personal space.
Don't mind if I do.
Which one was that? You?
No.
No. Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. No, but I think that like you want to talk about the layers of sentience or self-awareness or something.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Let's go to the burrito of sentience. That's what I'm calling this.
What?
because he's layers.
It's layered.
Okay.
Let's go to the.
Let's do the 7-layer burrito of
of
intelligence and consciousness. Sure, fair enough.
as
What layer is sour cream?
I don't know, but I love
sexual.
The sour cream is psychosexual fulfillment.
it. You know what? Absolutely, it is.
Maslow's burrito hierarchy of needs.
All right, so your base level, your beef, your protein, sort of like everything sits on top of that's survival, right?
Right.
And then you get some delicate, you get some cheese on top of that guy. That's your maybe your creature comforts. So it's your sort of I don't need this to survive, but it's nice to be a little warmer. It's
Right.
nice to be
Sour cream is your sexual drive.
right.
So the beans are your social needs.
Sure. Yeah.
Your interaction with others and how others perceive you.
Trying to keep it creamy. Trying
And
to keep
then-
it creamy.
And then the pièce de résistance, the hot sauce. The hot sauce is self-actualization.
Right. Well, we did it. That's pretty good.
The hot sauce is becoming your ideal self.
Yeah. The hot sauce is further aspiration and sort of
Self-actualization,
deep eating.
nirvana, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Well, we solved that one.
Total consciousness. So I got that going for me.
Maslow's
which
burrito
is nice.
of needs.
Yeah, episode title right there.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
Maslow's burrito of
I'm
needs.
gonna call that one. No, it's true though. There's definitely layers.
Yeah, so look at domesticated animals. Over
like women.
over
Oh my god.
No, of course not.
Of course
That's
not.
obviously a joke.
over
everybody.
over the course of a few thousand years.
That's an unironic Ben Shapiro take, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Over the several thousand years that we have had domesticated animals, do you think they're smarter now today, having the need to survive taken care of by us?
That's an interesting question.
Have dogs and cats gotten smarter over the past several thousand years?
Yeah,
So-
considering how much they don't have to do as a consequence of being domesticated, have their brains started to prioritize.
I
other
don't
things.
know if they have.
Well, you got to think about how long it's been.
Sure.
I mean, like how long has it been since we domesticated the dog? It
Well,
can't be
a
more.
long-
It can't be more than like
10,000 years.
It's gotta be less.
12,000 years.
No. It's a very, very long time. There's evidence of us having domesticated animals dating back tens of thousands of years.
right,
Jesus.
but like how far back? I mean, like human civilization is something like
I actually
8 to
8,000,
10,000 years.
yeah.
I actually literally just it has nothing to do with civilization.
No,
I'm talking about
I'm saying
like,
as a relative benchmark.
Well, but it does though, because we didn't just domesticate wolves as pets; they helped us to survive. We were in the
Right.
survival struggle together.
so it certainly predates human
I see.
civilization,
Now
which
it-
makes sense.
Yeah, and now
the first evidence is more than 30,000 years ago.
Jesus Christ, that's
I was going to say I just watched something on this, but that was we were in the struggle together. I guess that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that could be. You could say the same.
It's like a symbiotic relationship.
Hunter-gatherer types
yeah.
needed
Yeah,
animals.
and you could say the same all the way up, possibly through 1,500 years ago, even just
Yeah.
maybe 1,000 years ago, because people, not everyone had houses with weather insulation.
yeah, right.
Right.
We don't have to worry about the seasons or the elements anymore. We have
Right.
heating, we have air conditioning, and so it's only been even that
It's a
already
narrow sliver.
scope.
Right.
It's even narrower.
Yeah.
That because we kind of don't have to worry about any of that now. Truly, animals don't either.
Right,
right.
That's only been for the past few
And
centuries.
you could probably argue in a big way we haven't changed that much since then either for the same reasons.
No, we might have even gotten dumber.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah. That's the wonderful thing about evolution. It doesn't get things right or wrong. It just does.
Right.
It just does.
Yep.
Whatever we are, whatever.
It's the only thing we could have been given our environment and our
Incidentally, the reason that they know that we've domesticated animals that far back is because they found burial sites where people buried their
pets, their dogs,
their canines. Yeah,
no shit.
with their
with their owners.
Owners a lot
and
of
they
times,
can
yeah.
tell by the bone structure. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God.
how well taken care of these animals
I
were.
so want to deep freeze my dogs and bury them with me.
and we haven't stopped doing that for 30,000 years.
Yeah.
We still get, treat our pets with the same reverence and care that we treat our own dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe the idea was it basically started as like packs of wolves scavenging,
Right.
being around where the food was, which was where humans were.
And we
typically.
basically struck an unspoken deal.
Correct.
You
That's-
hang out, you get the scraps.
Yeah,
Don't
wait,
bite me.
Wait for us to hack off the meat we need, and we'll go away, and then you come in.
Yeah. You help us kill a thing, we'll give you some. You just
Right.
hang out and don't be assholes.
Yeah.
And then you do that for generation after generation. And dog generations, of course, are much faster.
Right.
So they may have, you could reasonably infer they accelerated that process faster than we did.
Yeah, and now look at dogs;
Maybe
they're
they-
all dopes.
Yeah, right.
they're all dopey goobers.
Right. Like if I had to go out and live in the woods and hunt, my dogs would be useless. So would I.
Yeah, right.
You know?
There might even be a prey animal or two that Boba would run from.
Almost definitely. I guarantee if he came across a skunk, he'd be like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
I was talking to Aubrey about this not too long ago. We are when we get out there into the stars, we're gonna take our dogs with us.
Yeah.
They're absolutely coming along for the ride because they've been with us on the ride for 30,000 years now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then interesting. Like, as a spacefaring species, we're not going alone. There's no way.
Yeah, when we get serious about like actually getting out there and can reliably go to other worlds, Bill talked about Europa, the moon of Jupiter, one of its many moons, and how there is seawater, and in fact, there's twice as much ocean surface on Europa as there is here.
Right. Oh, really?
And there may very well, for all we know, there could be life.
Yeah, it's such a pain in the ass to get out there to check.
Yeah.
And then you need to have a probe that can, withstand the
extreme temperatures.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very cold out there.
Yeah.
I think Mars central temperature is somewhere like in the 30s.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's still definitely inhabitable.
He did mention that the mean temperature of Mars is around 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
It's around freezing.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the equator of Mars, the dead center latitude of Mars, at ground level, it's freezing. If you stand up straight, an average 6 foot tall human being standing up straight, the temperature around their head would be about 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Why so specific? Is it because of lack of atmosphere? There's actually a stratification in temperature.
There is almost no atmosphere whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was likely blown away by something.
Yeah, right.
Is what he said.
Presumably like a solar flare.
Yeah, and he was talking a lot about solar sails and how there's some up in orbit. They're futzing with it right now to try and get it to work. One of the yards, one of the booms is bent, and they don't know what happened.
Something.
So they've got
space junk.
Yeah, they've got like two more. They've got like two more versions of the solar sail plan.
Yeah.
But the idea is to get them to spin, and that rotational energy is then converted into power we can use.
It's freaking sick.
So
We're going back to the moon too.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
China just got there not long ago.
whatever
China.
whatever your feelings about Elon Musk, he's a piece of shit, obviously. But one thing you can't deny is that SpaceX has removed a lot of problems for NASA. They've taken on the manufacturing and the rocket engineering.
Yeah.
So NASA's now free to do like solar sails and all this other cool shit.
It's true. I mean, the problem is, can we like continue to muster the will to like prioritize that and allow NASA to keep doing that shit?
Of course, I sure hope so.
We're human beings. As long as there's healthy competition among the nations, that's what we do.
Right.
We go and explore. We're explorers.
Yeah.
We've always done that. I think you'll always have some kind of program in place that helps us.
Yeah. And, I mean, we better
explore.
We're in 1968, the global population was 3 billion. It just barely missed the window of the 68 World's Fair in New York City.
Yeah.
Where Bill and I attended that World's Fair.
Yeah.
Right now, today, we're coming up on 8 billion people.
Does that freak you out a little bit?
It freaks me out a whole hell of a lot.
I mean, like, if we're a species that wants to survive, it would not hurt us to keep our population in check with what we have to sustain all of us.
Yeah, because the thing is, there's plenty of room, there's plenty of resources. The problem is that the resources are never distributed evenly.
Right.
Correct.
So we're good for a while longer at least, but we do got to start thinking about getting somewhere else.
That's the other thing is a while, when you're talking about a logarithmic scale, who knows? Because we hit 3 billion, and then 50 years later,
Yeah.
we over doubled it. That's scary.
Yeah.
You know, what is a while? How long can we? What is a while for us to sustain
Right.
ourselves?
Well, right up until all the ice melts on the planet.
Yeah, right.
I think
Which is great because then we'll have all the water we could drink.
one thing he said is that
We'll have beachfront property
Oh,
in
it's
Northeast
awesome.
Ohio.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna put a pool and an umbrella up.
one surprising fact I learned from that lecture and is actually a demonstrable like this is something you can actually go and see that global warming is happening. In Florida, it is becoming more common for car insurance companies to drop clients that live close to the beach. Do you know why?
Shit. Well, I'm guessing salinity and the effect on the vehicle.
It rusts the axles of the cars.
Yeah.
The saltwater content is getting higher and higher in coastal areas.
One of the things that also happens is all these. You mentioned beachfront property. A lot. It will happen all the time that the coast will start to erode. You have erosion problems. A home is no longer sound and stable.
Yeah. But
and
don't
all
worry,
of a
Ben-
sudden, the
Ben
ones
Shapiro-
behind them are the next beachfront property.
Yeah, don't worry. Ben Shapiro told us you could just sell your house.
Yeah,
if
right.
The ocean levels.
Yeah,
rise.
you remember that? Just sell your house. Well, that's kind of hard to do when it's underwater. You fucking drip.
led to probably the best known H bomber guy moment. In the history of his YouTube channel, which is where he busts through the wall with an axe. Sticks his head through it and shouts, "Just one small problem, Ben. Sell them to who? Fucking Aquaman."
Beep shapenis.
Boop shaboopy.
I do not like this man.
He is also a pipsqueak I would like to
He
kick
is a
into
pipsqueak.
orbit.
Yeah.
He's a
He'd be
he's a-
great to deck
he's
in
a-
the face.
Do you remember when he carried a board out of? We talked about it on this
In a
pod-
bag.
In a bag. He carries a small piece of lumber
Yeah, like
by itself.
Well, like 8x12 sheet of lumber.
and he put it in a bag.
What?
He carried it out in a
Oh, wait. This sounds familiar.
He carried it out in a bag like an idiot. He didn't put it in a truck like a real man.
And so he's being filmed standing in front of Home Depot and telling the camera, like,
Yeah,
support real American business.
Yeah.
Support real American business.
He bought a $4 board.
I'm Ben Shapiro. Support American businesses.
sir,
No,
Buy
that's
lumber.
incorrect. That's incorrect.
That's incorrect. Actually, no.
Could I possibly get this board in a bag, sir?
I don't want to get splinters.
I don't want to drop it before my wife's boyfriend picks me up.
Just that large black loss prevention officer is intimidating me, and I don't want him to think I'm stealing it.
Man, fuck Ben Shapiro.
What an asshole.
Fuck him and his big titty sister. Fuck both of them.
Abby, right? Abigail
whatever.
Shapiro.
Abby Shapiro, yeah. Yeah, if she wasn't a horrible person.
They're all awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these pseudo intellectuals really make my fucking skin crawl.
You know, right, that Mara Wilson is his cousin. The woman who was the girl who played Matilda.
I remember who she
Matilda.
is, but I didn't know they were related.
They're cousins, yeah, and she hates his fucking guts,
I
of
bet.
course.
Remember Ted Cruz's roommate?
Yeah.
That guy's my favorite. The guy who,
refresh
like,
my memory.
when Ted Cruz was in law school, he had a roommate. That guy's name is Craig Mazin, I believe. He's a
Craig
screenwriter.
Mazin.
He actually wrote on Chernobyl, the HBO series.
Yeah,
Really?
this guy, Ted Cruz did a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah, just Ted Cruz was always fucking weird. And he was just like this guy, when Ted Cruz was running for president, this guy was just constantly tweeting about how completely awful Ted Cruz was. Now nobody wanted to be friends with him. And it was great. And I wish more dirt like that just made its way into the Twitter sphere.
Yes.
And that's not going to happen now because Elon Musk is going to get sad on Twitter. Or not. Who knows? Might get better, actually.
Yeah, Mike.
You know that kid whose account is just dedicated to tracking Musk's private jet? He's still on Twitter
For now.
for now.
That ain't going to last. You shitting me?
Like I think the transfer isn't like final until 6 months from now.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, and then there's been a whole lot of people trying to revive Italian Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which is the silliest reason to be banned for anything ever.
Yeah.
It's actually, you reminded me, because I was talking the other night about Bill Nye, though, the account. You remember
Yeah.
that one?
Yep.
It's honestly, it's still going. I looked into it. He's still tweeting, but just not as actively. But I'll think about things like, damn, sometimes you're hitting it from behind and then you go, shit, Saturn spins counterclockwise. Lately, all he tweets about is keeping hydrated, which is great. It's
Hydro
awesome.
homies.
Yeah. It's like anyone out there want to hang out and drink a bunch of fucking water. What are you jiggling yourself for?
Nothing.
So how close do you suppose we are? Like, just to bring up a real wild out there example. How familiar are you with like the backstory of the Assassin's Creed series? Like, how much do you know about the weird shit, like the Pieces of Eden?
Not very much.
Yeah, enough.
So basically, the idea. Spoiler alert! Assassin's Creed 2 came out in like 2009, so I don't really care.
Right.
But the hook is the conceit is that there was a civilization before us called the First Ones. I think they have some actual name, but and they engineered us.
Okay.
They engineered us from the ground up. The Pieces of Eden, these mystical artifacts, are
Jupiter, Mars, right? Like they're
they had the names that were later, are the Roman gods.
The Forerunners.
Juno, Jupiter, and Minerva are the big three. Yeah, but then so like the Pieces of Eden are these artifacts that are supposed to activate a neurotransmitter and control our minds.
Yeah.
How close do you suppose we are in like robotics and in AI to having to reckon with something like that? Or like the Geth in Mass Effect are another good example.
Right.
They collectively get more intelligent the more of them there are in close proximity to one another.
Yeah.
And the Quarians tried to exterminate them when one of them asked its master what it was. What am I?
Yeah.
And it freaked them out so much they tried to kill him. The Geth fought back and won and drove them off their homeworld, and that's why they sail around in this flotilla of secondhand ships.
Okay.
But like how close do you suppose we are for like neural learning and
Yeah, I think about this actually kind of a lot. I think about AI shit kind of a lot.
The thing is, I don't think we'll ever get to that point only because there's enough in science fiction to
to make us freak out and slow it down.
Yeah.
Okay, but also death rays were supposed to be like sci-fi horror. An alien lands and it shoots a death ray at a guy and he fucking vaporizes. We haven't stopped trying to build one.
No, that's true.
we keep trying. We keep working on.
We also created a black hole on this planet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, humans do not have fantastic foresight when it comes to stuff like
the Large Hadron Collider.
Right. They smash those hard-ons together like so fast.
Like, yes, science fiction exists, but all it's done is given people ideas.
I think we'll ultimately be way too distracted with like stupid shit to build something so effective and smart that can destroy us. I really do. I think our like base drives are so dumb that like what it will end up being is a really, really useful smart assistant that you could talk to when you have to call the cable company.
Sure.
It will never reach the aspiration where we're like, let's put like a full factory in control of this thing.
Let's put it in charge of all of our nukes, like how they did with Skynet in Terminator.
I think there's something about humans. We even if we want a lot of help, we still want to have a hand on the steering wheel.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, even we're lazy. Thank God we're lazy. Because we'll never give something like that enough authority to do something that really matters because we want to be the ones in the driver's seat. That's my thought.
And if the nukes fly, you want to be the one that pushes the button.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, okay. No one reasonable should be the one who wants to push the button, but we are absolutely not leaving it up to a machine to decide.
We want it to be our decision, even if it's an unpleasant
That's
one.
the biggest gun of all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever do that. I'm really interested. We talked briefly about Elon Musk buying Twitter. I actually think that might be secretly the real reason to buy it.
Yeah.
Because there is a humongous untapped data set, including direct and private messages that can yield all kinds of insights about how people talk publicly, talk privately.
Yeah.
The kind of relationships that they have and establish.
But that would require Elon Musk to have an original idea.
Give him more credit than that.
Yeah.
Give him more credit than that.
See, I think this case is exactly what it looks like. He's going through a midlife crisis. His wife.
This is his Porsche or
his
whatever.
His wife divorced him for a transgendered woman. There's this kid tracking his private jet on Twitter. He's having a meltdown. What's going on?
Maybe, but I think he'll find a way to use it. I think he'll find a way to use it.
That could be. If not him, someone in his company.
Because there's all kinds of data sets like this out there. There's
Big data.
forums and articles and like writing and all that. But the context of Twitter is very unique. Facebook and other social media platforms are usually people talking to people they know directly. Twitter is a broadcast platform.
Yeah.
That use case is different. And I don't know if there's another analogy for that, especially one that operates 24/7.
Right.
And I feel like you'll figure out a way to use that information. I hope they think to anonymize it very carefully first, but I think they'll do it. And it might yield some insights.
Maybe.
It might teach us how to track things. It might teach us how to figure out who the Nazi dipshits are by deep analysis of what we know about the ones we know. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, this is a stupid example, but it's, you know what I mean? Analyzing that much data yields results.
Well, that in turn makes me worried, because then what happens when law enforcement buys up that technology?
Oh, they will.
What happens when profiling becomes an AI based thing?
We're walking right into it with our eyes closed.
Yeah.
We're marching towards it with our eyes closed.
Defund the police, reform the police. That's what it is now. Has to change.
Yeah.
We're already running into hilariously, no one can make a fucking facial recognition camera that can accurately detect black people 100% of the time.
Dude, how sad is that shit? It's as bad. I mean, when Google's face tracking identified black people as fucking monkeys for real.
Yeah.
It's oh, okay. You guys maybe didn't build the most complete set of information to accomplish your task. I wonder if it's got anything to do with how goddamn white you are.
Well, they are monkeys, Dave.
Oh my God.
We're all from monkeys.
We're all monkeys.
Because of evolution.
Dave, you racist.
We're all from monkeys because of evolution. This sounds like the sort of this sounds like a Mac moment from Always Sunny.
Yeah, it does.
This is where he decides evolution is a hoax and tries to talk people out of it.
And that's in the Bible.
Science is a liar sometimes.
My ass.
Science is a liar sometimes. That was a great one. How much do you know about the way that these neural networks work? The way that AI networks work?
Me personally, not much.
I don't know that much either.
Admittedly.
I don't know that much either. But what I do know that I think is so fucking interesting is the way that they tune themselves. Or they're not themselves. They're programmed to take in information, analyze it against, a control, and tune itself over and over to be better at recognizing things.
Yeah.
But the thing that's really freaky about that is that it happens so much goddamn faster than biology can ever do.
Yeah, and this is where because I was talking to you guys not long ago as well about how technology is outpacing what the human brain is capable of doing, and that's not necessarily a good thing, especially not with social media.
Yeah, right.
We're getting more information now than I think we're physiologically equipped to handle.
Right.
Well, that's me. I'm just reminding everybody about the
big fight.
Oh, okay.
7:30.
Yeah, we got a fight to watch. Have we mentioned that on the on here? Yeah.
Watching the fight
Taylor
later.
Serrano tonight.
Serrano.
Biggest fight in women's boxing history.
On that note, I don't think we should go short, but it's 6:20, so we'll just be aware of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we at now in terms of time for this segment?
Hour and 36.
Okay. Well, this might actually be a good place to
We could wrap.
wrap then.
Oh, hey, photo time. Yay, put it on the gram. Put it on the gram. Put it on the gram.
Bear Graham.
There's a guy I know we've talked about it before. His name's Ray Kurzweil. He's the futurist type guy who worked for Google for a bit, and he's he might be a little bit of a kook.
Yeah.
But he wrote a really interesting book about AI networks and how they operate and how our brain operates too.
Yeah.
Because our brain is this crazy sensitive, device that is constantly tuning its own reactions to the world too.
Right.
So, like, that's how we learn things like letter forms, Like, we analyze chunks of a thing, and we're matching them to what is expected.
Yeah, so which is how we can read different fonts.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Lettering doesn't have to be uniform.
It just has to meet some kind of criteria that our brain has carefully tuned itself to.
And all of that is just basic pattern recognition. That's where it starts.
Right. Which is trippy that your brain, this meat box, is able to look at two different letter forms and know that the letter is still right because the base level recognition it does is good enough to match.
Yeah. Google Translate's camera feature, I think, is one of the most miraculous uses of that kind of technology that I've ever seen.
It's nuts. I pointed it at my lava lamp because it has that Japanese title on it, and it told me what it said.
What does it say?
Well, I forget. It's the artwork that you know it is.
Oh, fried rice. Stir fry.
Great Wave off.
Rampu.
The Great Wave off Hanagawa, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's it. Ravalampu. Boy. Anyway,
there's that old fashioned three dudes racism.
Yeah, boy, didn't you miss it out there?
Oh, you reckon rubber rampant tastes so good when you smoky?
We would like to play.
Oh, we would like to play. Are you ready for a miracle?
So
Anyway,
I think now's a fine time for a break, and when we come back,
sure.
Recommendations and what we've learned.
We did pretty good for a comeback episode for the first time in 4 months.
Yeah, it was down to that, or because I've been having wedding stuff on the brain. The alternative topic I was going to pitch, but felt we might go a little too off the rails or inappropriate with it was women.
Oh,
we haven't done an episode on women yet.
No,
we haven't.
That's a good topic.
That's actually a great topic.
It's a great topic.
We've done beer. We've done sports. We haven't done women.
Women.
We've done food multiple times.
We have not captured the holy trinity of hetero obsession.
Right.
We've only done 2/3 of it.
Soap, but it has big bold letters on the front so you don't feel gay. Fellas, is it gay to maintain your body's hygiene?
Is it gay to wash your foreskin? Anyway.
Yeah,
I think we actually should do that topic one time. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, recommendations.
And what we learned.
All right.
I wouldn't mind some wings.
Oh, wings. Too bad Cornersburg is the Italian specialties place is closed.
You know what? Big Shot Bob's is closed over on Raccoon.
Yeah, they're closed.
That's a shame because
They got ruined by the pandemic.
Did they really?
Yep.
That sucks. Their wings are so fucking good.
They were pretty good, and they. I think the problem was that the price of chicken wings shot right the fuck up, right after they opened.
Yeah,
like
chicken wings.
Yeah, Christ. Anyway,
well, thank you everybody for joining us once again for this dude cast. Even though we had audio issues, that no one is to blame for specifically. But
oh my god,
could have been any one of us.
Could have been any one of us. It was just
Except
a
it wasn't.
accident.
Yeah,
that Dave's computer that only Dave uses was
right to record this whole thing, do all the stuff.
Yeah. Only he has access to it, so it's.
Can I tell you? It's
a mystery.
I want a beep button now. After having listened to enough Come Town, I want a beep button for this fucking podcast. It turns out to be really fucking funny.
So welcome back.
Yeah,
we're here to discuss our recommendations.
Yes, we are.
Who got one?
Oh, I got one.
Do it.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? I'm here. What's
I don't know, which one was it just now? Did you say that or did I? HB Creesh. Oh, who is that?
Creesh.
Who said that?
What? I don't know.
Oh, hey guys, it's me, Creesh. I can't tell. You and me apart.
Wow, that's a great impression.
Oh wow, hey guys, it's me, Creed.
Say something like I would say. Say what's something I would say.
Oh hey, you guys, you want to eat a pepperoni pizza? Yeah, I'm Jimmy Creed.
Yeah. It's pretty close. Yeah.
Oh man, check out my cool shoes.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Oh man, ooh, don't like Chinese people.
Whoa! Who said that?
Oh, well, I don't know. Who said that? Hey, I got a very simple recommendation this week.
Nice.
Yes.
Kill yourself. Everybody's listening.
Oh my god.
Don't kill yourself.
Nobody do that.
Please, nobody do that.
Never commit suicide.
No, what you should do is, well, not never. I mean, there's plenty of good reasons to commit suicide.
Oh my god.
Like, if you're in a prison camp and it's not going well,
Right. I don't want to say never because you don't know if these people are going to end up in somebody's shed later.
I don't know what life's gonna throw me.
I
have no idea.
Find the weed whacker wire and just
Right.
Yeah.
hang yourself in the rafters.
I might wake up one morning and Tony Danza has handcuffed
Right.
me to a bed and he's just never letting me go.
You ever seen the movie Room? It's horrifying.
if you happen to be Elon Musk,
Right?
Yeah. Let's just say.
Yeah. You never know what life's gonna throw at you. You might
Anyway,
wake up Elon Musk.
The point of all of this is to say that you should invest in good audio.
Wow.
I'm serious. You should.
That's a good turn.
You should invest in good audio.
You segued that really good.
Thank you. I know. That's what I do here.
Bleh.
And by good audio, I don't mean just like a sound bar or something. I mean like invest. Everybody should have a decent set of speakers in their home.
Definitely.
It's important to have good audio because audio is one of those things. It's one of the last bastions of capitalism that is still an investment.
Oh, yeah. You mean like in terms of things you can buy that actually scale between, what you spend on them and what you get.
Right.
how long they last.
How long they last.
Yeah.
The planned obsolescence is not a thing in premium audio.
Right.
So it's like, so much so that you can buy a set of speakers from the 60s and they still work and sound great.
Yeah.
Audio has only gotten better over time. So you should
Yes.
invest in good speakers. And if you're into the record thing, a good turntable.
You know what? I'm going headphones next.
Yeah.
I'm
telling
going
you,
headphones.
great headphones.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a great pair. I told you, Dave.
Yeah.
Trisha and I both
I know.
have the top two
I was there.
wireless headphones on the market. The which you're gonna have to try one.
The Sony 1000s.
Sony 1000s, which I have, and then the Bose QC35s. They're on. You said they're on the QC45s. Now.
Yeah, but apparently they're not nearly as good as the 35s. I did some reading.
Really,
The 35s, are still...
are real. Hers, I actually like hers a little better than mine.
Yeah.
For reasons that I could spend literally an hour talking about. But yeah, a good audio, like a good set of headphones, good speakers, man. Just made the investment. I think I pieced my whole system together for around $1,000.
Yeah. And that's worth it for someone who
Which is really good, and
appreciates
that
listens
was
to music.
Yeah, I got a good deal on my audio system.
Yeah, and for
'Cause
something that will last decades.
Right? Yeah, I mean it's going to last decades and decades. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think quality audio is a really good
Yeah,
investment.
it really is.
Dave, recommendation?
I got one, and I'm certain it's a follow-up to yours, Chris. I don't remember what episode, when it was, or when what you said about it, but you suggested we watch The Wire, and my God, I'm in the fourth season.
Yes.
And it is motherfucking devastatingly good. And difficult to watch
I
at
think
times.
the fourth season was my favorite.
Yeah,
It's heartbreaking.
so far, it's the most sort of like the rubber meeting the road of drug policy versus how people live their lives.
Right.
I think. Because that's really, you probably already said all this, but in
Baltimore is the character.
case. It's like the character is Baltimore. You probably said all this already, but like if people don't know what The Wire is, it's a show that chronicles the war on drugs and the ways that it fails and the things it misses and the impacts it has on people's lives. And I'm sure you also said that every season follows a different part of that.
Right.
That war on drugs. So you have like season 1 is all the cops, the like street level cops.
Right.
Season 2 it's what the brass, isn't it? It's like
Right.
the
next level
police
up.
organization. Season 3 is your like city government.
Right.
Season 4 is school system, and I can't remember what season 5 is because I haven't got
The
there
news media.
yet. News media.
Yeah.
So I'm in the 4th season right now, and it is an exceptionally clever, tightly written show. And you said this before, and you were right. It rewards you for paying attention.
Yeah, you have to pay attention.
That's HBO Max, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's little things that I want to mention one thing in particular that I really liked, and I don't know if it's as good as I think it is, but it kind of hit me. There's a great scene in season 4. One character sees something inappropriate happen involving the mayor. Right, he's guarding the mayor, and he sees something he's not supposed to see.
Poor Herc.
Right. So basically, he's talking to everyone he knows, trying to figure out what to do about it. You know, like, do I go up to him and I apologize? What do I do? You know, do I just excuse myself? Am I just done? Am I going to end up working like a shitty desk job? You know, the advice he gets is pretty good. It's just like, listen, just stick around, act like you didn't see anything. If things go well, maybe in a couple of weeks, something good comes to you. Just, you know, let them know you didn't see nothing. Essentially, with your actions.
Yeah.
By the end of that episode, the mayor is basically promoting him rapidly to a different post.
Yeah.
You know, and he thanks the mayor. Right?
Yeah.
He thanks him for considering him. And I just loved this. The mayor looks at him and says, "Don't mention it."
Yeah.
And it's such a fantastic piece of double dialogue.
Yeah.
He is saying two things at the
Yeah.
exact same
Yeah.
time. Stuff like that is what I really, really love in fiction and in writing, is like just a
Yeah.
really economical, clever use of language. Maybe it's not as excellent as I think it is, but it hit me. I felt that, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty excellent. That I and that what you're saying, like, you know, say as much as you can in as little as you can is
Yeah.
That was why Shakespeare was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's one of the hallmarks of great writing is
Come on, Bubs.
there's so many great moments like that in that show
Yeah.
of like really good dialogue, people caring about the craft of it.
Are you almost at the end of season 4?
I think I'm probably about halfway through. A little better than halfway through.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I know it's not going to be happy.
It's not.
I'm already sad. I was sad the minute the show started.
We were
Bubbles is still alive.
Yep, right.
Yeah.
Please let it stay that way.
I'm not gonna tell you what happens to Bubbles.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna spoil the because he has maybe the most complete story arc in the show.
Yeah.
we were talking not that long ago about that scene in Breaking Bad with Hank talking about his old summer job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love to go camping.
I used to love to go camping. Yeah.
That's another show. Obviously, like there's reasons that there are these shows that we consider like the greatest shows on TV.
Yeah.
There's
Shows that-
reason they earn it.
Shows that give the audience some credit.
Yes.
Shows that interact with the audience kind of in that way.
Yeah. And in particular, there are just different kinds of writers who are like,
Yeah.
they're not writing down.
Right.
They're
Right.
aspiring to something really clever, and they trust their audience and all those different things. So,
Yeah.
The Wire, watch it. You were
Yeah.
right.
The king, stay the king.
Pepper Steak.
Pepper steak. You're not there yet, are you?
No, I haven't seen the
No.
Pepper Steak scene yet.
Yeah, y'all still open for count. It's the way he fucking says it, Lenny. Right, not Lenny. Fucking what's his name? Lester. Yeah. Y'all still open for count. He's doing it's like the thickest country
Yeah.
Baltimore accent.
He's calling pretending to be
No,
anyone else.
you got that pepper steak.
Is The Wire the one with the black? He's like the police commissioner or something.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. He's a senator.
Is he? Is he?
He's a senator.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I thought he was in a position.
Sometimes
Clive Davis, right?
I don't see. The thing is, I miss a lot things like character names and
Because
sometimes
there's
what
so
their
many.
role is.
There's so many of them.
But like, you know, I'll see people. I'll remember how people fit together, but I won't know like who's in what office.
You already know what
Senator
I'm
Dave.
looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does it so many times.
Gotta love it auto tuned.
Vocoding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, vocoded.
I love vocoding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking love The Wire. It's very intense. You got to stick with it all the way through.
Maybe maybe after I go home tonight, I'll start watching it.
You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention.
I would also tell you, like, the first, I think it's fair to say the first season is so dense with characters and who relates to who's boss in, like, the sort of organization of the corners and all that. And the projects, where all the running is happening. You got to remember a lot of different people and relationships.
Yeah.
If I could do it for Game of Thrones, I can do it for The Wire.
Right. Exactly.
Bunk and McNutty.
McNutty.
I want to talk to McNutty.
I want to talk to McNutty.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He's McNutting all over everything.
Do you remember that scene in season 2 where they were trying to bust the prostitution sting? And, like, they finally, like, they're raiding the house. McNulty's undercover. Like, he's there to meet prostitutes, and there's 2 of them there. And then, like, the second the door closes, they just start ripping his clothes off, and he's like, And he, like, forgets the code word to, like, come on, bust him. Yeah. So, like, by the time they get in there, one of them is, like, sucking his dick on the bed, and the other one's, like, on his chest.
Yeah, right. He's basically pants around the ankles when all the cops bust him.
So funny.
Watch The Wire. It was a great recommendation.
Yes, yeah.
I'm glad you recommended it.
Okay, and then my recommendation.
Anyway, well, it's been a great episode.
I will very quickly recommend Elden Ring to you guys specifically, since it is the most accessible Souls-like that FromSoft
Is it really?
has made today. Yeah, it's the most accessible, still challenging, still very challenging. But they took this experiment with it. It's kind of open world, and it's I mean, not to say that Dark Souls isn't, but your progress is kind of gated in certain ways. But anyway, real quick recommendation for Elden Ring. But my big recommendation is a game that came out last year, I think, called The Forgotten City.
I know what you're talking about. I watched a no-clip documentary about it, and it looked really interesting.
This was a Skyrim mod originally.
Yeah.
Aubrey had played the original Skyrim mod, and so I think it was actually her that mentioned it was getting like a full, like a standalone release.
Yeah.
It's a first-person mystery game. There's some action involved. But the story is, the idea is you find yourself in a subterranean Roman city after stepping through some form of portal. The city is very sparsely populated. I think when you get there, there's 23 citizens officially, but 3 are missing when the game starts.
Okay.
You showed up according to a prophecy.
Yeah.
From Proserpina, the goddess of, Proserpina, the goddess
Ben Shapiro, right.
the goddess of cycles, new beginnings. She's Demeter in Greek, the seasons.
Okay.
But anyway, or Persephone, sorry. So anyway, you showing up is a prophecy that someone somewhere in the city within the day is going to break the golden rule. Nobody knows what the golden rule is. All they know is the other part of the prophecy, which is that if one person commits a sin, this is the golden rule. If one person commits a sin, what a sin is part of figuring out what defines a sin in that game is part of the mystery. Then everyone dies.
Yeah. And it's a loop system where you play the day over and over again. Right?
Yeah, you have to go back and figure out what you did wrong, or you get infinite chances to pursue these leads,
and you can use information from previous attempts in your next ones.
Yes, but the people will reset. They won't recognize you. You'll have to meet everyone again.
Yeah.
So it's a Groundhog Day type thing,
which is a great gameplay mechanic because it gives you opportunities to do things like shock someone with what you know about them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look no further than Majora's Mask for some of the best examples of that. So you have to find out what the sin is that's going to be committed, who's going to commit it, and a way to stop them. I haven't beaten the game yet. I'm in my 3rd loop, I think. So again, it's It's great. The characters are really interesting.
Yeah.
The sound is phenomenal. It looks gorgeous. And it's creepy as shit. There are gold statues.
Yeah.
Around and all the statues look like they're, afraid of something or running from something. But in the city itself, those statues are set up here and there as like decoration, and it's very creepy. And I've hesitated going further because it really is such an unnerving game.
That's the same reason that you didn't play through what was that puzzler? The
puzzle.
It was the puzzler I played for VR. The Talos Principle.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah,
or maybe the Witness.
Both.
Yeah.
No, 'cause I remember in the Witness there are sculptures of people, and I remember I came up to the crest of a hill once and saw one off in the distance, and I'm like, nope. Not doing this.
Yeah.
It's like that Bart and I Am Legend where Will Smith sees the mannequin. Fred, what are you doing? No!
Do you know it all
Keep
about
my wife's name out your fucking mouth?
Will Smith slaps the shit out of a mannequin to no avail?
Yeah, but that and also Talos Principle is unsettling in the way it's presented. But as far as I'm aware, there's one and only one jump scare in the entire game.
I haven't hit that yet.
Oh, good news. The Only Furry 18 Plus is 28% off right now.
I beg your pardon?
503. You can get
Only Furry 18. What?
Yeah, let's take a look.
What kind of
No, what are you talking about? What?
Only Furry 18 Plus is a casual clicker game? Oh god. This is on the Apple Store?
No, this is on Steam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they let any bullshit on Steam.
Yeah, they sure fucking do. There's a lot of like porno-centric VR shit on Steam.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, it was
It was like Real Girlfriend Simulator and shit.
yeah. God forbid you're like me and you play Danganronpa for the first time and really enjoy it, because then you'll get recommendations for anime and hentai games for fucking weeks, and I fucking hate it.
I got them just from having a bunch of VR titles. It's like, oh, other people are playing this. Well, I'm not other people.
Right. I actually have a partner.
Do you know at all about the development behind the Forgotten City?
Not really.
Very little, just sort of a teaser for it, because that No Clip documentary is very interesting. But the central conflict this guy had in his life was he was a lawyer. Like, he was a practicing lawyer in a firm with bosses and shit, right? And he was dedicating his free time to this fucking mod. And it got back to them somehow. Like, someone did like a GameSpot interview or something on him. And they brought this article to him and said, "Is this you?" And he said, "Yeah." And they said, "You need to be spending your time on your career." Basically gave him the ultimatum. You're not doing no more side projects. You don't have a 40-hour work week. You're a career lawyer. Your time is ours. And so he fucking quit.
That's bullshit.
And I don't know ultimately if he made out on it financially, but I know he struggled. But he also made a really well-liked game.
The game has a fucking BAFTA nomination. If not an award, it might even have a BAFTA award.
Yeah, I mean,
it's one of those games.
It was really, really well received. I just,
Yeah.
That must have been very scary, to leave his career for that. So that's an interesting... Watch the No Clip documentary if you're curious about more of that, because it's pretty cool.
Well, boys, I think we got a fight to get to.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, for Writers Guild Award, BAFTA Award.
Yeah.
Play Forgotten City. It's on Steam. It's very reasonably priced.
Did we
like
learn
20 or 25 bucks.
anything at all?
It's 25. I looked it up.
I learned the solution to gun control is not to ban guns, but to make them bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that Dave had a practiced asshole.
I did. I had a champion of an asshole. I had the village champion of a just buff, super practiced, super talented asshole, and it's all gone. I learned that Professor Beehive lives. Thank goodness.
I learned that hating Chinese people might be an indicator of sentience.
I wrote down here the NAPUS, or NAPUS, the National Artificial pussy union of sex workers.
I like you.
Hell
you
no, we won't blow.
You could have just gone with saying napus, but you had to go. You went the extra step, and I appreciate that to pronounce napus.
Napus.
I learned that we have correctly mapped Maslow's burrito of needs.
Yeah.
It's like saying this fish is a halibut.
Napus.
Napus.
I'd like the fried halibut. Sir, could you please not order it like that?
Sir, please.
Where's my halibut?
You got that halibut sandwich? You got some?
Yeah, I wrote sour cream is your sexual needs. Right. Hot sauce is self-actuality.
Yeah. Hot sauce is nirvana.
Yeah.
Hot sauce is self-actualization.
Last thing I learned is I want to talk to McNutty.
I want to talk to McNutty.
I want to talk to McNutty. Oh, jeez.
Poor Bubbles.
Poor Bubs. This is not a good life.
There's a serious Bubbles moment in season 4. Obviously, you're not there yet.
No.
Are you?
I would know, wouldn't I?
You'll know.
Oh, what am I doing?
I mean, I'm sure it's not him getting the shit kicked out of him for the dollars in his shoe. I'm sure it's not that. No.
Well,
We'll see.
we got a fight to go watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for doing the cast, dudes.
We will
Hell
be
yeah.
back sometime in the next couple weeks, and we are not joking this time.
Yeah, actually, can we please seriously commit to that?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Okay. Every 2 weeks at least.
Yeah. No, whenever.
Thanks,
we feel
man.
like it.
Thanks for a good topic.
Yep. We love you all.
We'll see you next time.
Auf Wiedersehen, junk.
All right. Bye.
Maybe.